欢迎来到本期 Tech Talk， 我是盖世汽车 Cora， 我们正在VAMA乘势而上共建未建活动日的现场。那在今天呢，我们将在这里庆祝华凌埃塞勒米塔尔汽车版有限公司成立10周年，同时呢，也聚焦于中国汽车行业的技术变革与可持续发展。那随着行业面临着前所未有的挑战和机遇，VAMA作为领先的轻量化汽车用钢产品和解决方案服务商，正在不断的推进创新，以满足市场的需求。那么接下来我们将会有请 VAMA 首席营销官 Jürgen Gobold 深入分享其创新产品以及在汽车行业技术变革中扮演的关键角色。Compared to traditional steel solutions for car bodies, VAMA's MPI solutions like the double door rings and one-piece rear floor have some clear advantages. Could you explain how these technologies help reducing product cost and streamline the manufacturing process? And how does this integrated design achieve an effective balance between lightweight and crash performance?
Sure. Actually, multi-part integration, the name says it by itself somehow. What we do is we integrate in one big part different individual parts. So a good example is, for instance, our dooring solution, where actually before car makers, they have to stamp separately the different parts from this dooring. You have the B pillar, you have the A pillar upper, lower, and the rocker reinforcement, for instance. This is already like 4 different parts which you have to stamp separately, and then you have to bring them together. You need to assemble them. So each time you need a separate die. You need to manage the whole logistic to bring these parts together. You need to weld them together. So this all brings additional complexity in the production system, in the production way for the car maker. So with our solution, we actually already put them together, and then they are stamped all together in one operation. So there is no welding anymore afterwards. You don't have 4 or 5 or 6 dies. And even in some solutions, we are combining up to 20 parts, for instance. So it removes a lot of complexity from the manufacturing process from our customers. So that's a big advantage that we bring into. Now, that is for production. The performance as well in the car. So these solutions, they also, for instance, improve the crash performance of the car. Again, the example of the dooring is the body side actually. So here we can combine in one solution different material types with different properties. So in certain zones we can have the strong material, which will prevent intrusion to happen, and then in other zones we can have softer material to have somehow the energy absorption to happen in specific safe zones of the car. So actually the solution can bring a lot of better performance in terms of crash as well for the car. And typically we use this type of high strength steel grades, so using them will also bring, of course, weight saving.
In terms of battery safety for NEVs, VAMA has introduced the SE Motion battery box. What breakthroughs does this solution bring, and compared to other solutions on the market, what unique advantages does it offer?
Right. So traditionally, actually, the battery boxes are made out of aluminium. So because it's lighter, of course, and we try to save always weight in the car. But now our As in Motion project on battery box has studied on how we can make the same battery box out of steel without increasing the weight so much. And that's something we prove with this project. So the weight is only slightly increased, but on the other hand, the cost has been drastically reduced, up to 40% less cost for a battery box, which is then also in performance safer, because we are going to use in this battery box also the latest steel grades like our Usibor 1500, Usibor 2000, which again can protect the battery in case of a crash, for instance. So we combine steel grades in the different zones again where it is best used in the battery box. And we see now with more and more customers that they are studying this. First, maybe some kind of a hybrid solution where maybe still aluminium is used in combination with some steel in certain parts. But we have now also customers going 100% for a steel battery box solution, because we can find really a light battery box and also, let's say, a very cost-efficient solution.
Usibor and Ductibor are signature products of VAMA. Could you describe the unique qualities of each of them? And how does the laser welding technology maximize the material utilization efficiency and optimize structure?
Right. Actually, the two products, they both belong to our press hardening steel family. We have the Usibor and the Ductibor. Usibor is typically used for parts where you cannot have any intrusion. So the Usibor is very strong. We can go up to 200 megapascal now with our Usibor 2000. Then we have the Ductibor, which is, the name says it, ductile. So we have a high strength, but typically we're using Ductibor 500, Ductibor 1000 strength, so very strong, but also very ductile, so it's also soft. And when you use these two grades together, a Usibor grade together with a Ductibor grade, you can come to really very smart solutions. Like on a B-pillar, you can have the upper part made out of Usibor, which is very strong, anti-intrusion material. So if you have a side crash, you can have a zone where there is no intrusion possible, but you can then localize in the lower area of the B-pillar Ductibor, where it's then more ductile. And then when you have a side crash, actually your deformation will happen in a zone where it's possible to happen, where actually the passenger of the car will not be impacted there, and you have some absorption of the energy.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
The last question is, during today's event, VAMA highlighted collaboration on technological changes and sustainable development. In your view, what are the main areas that technological transformation in the automotive industry is focusing on right now? And how is VAMA working with industry leaders and partners to tackle these changes together?
Sure. I think the biggest change that we see today is indeed the move to electrical vehicles, the move to autonomous driving. So electrical vehicles, we discussed it earlier already, they have the heavy battery inside, for instance, so extra weight needs to be protected. The crash management is different than to let's say, prevent also intrusion into the battery, but also due to the heavy weight, you have a complete different behavior of the car in terms of crash. So that's something we have to deal with now, and we are working very close with our customers on finding the right solutions. Like we can adapt, for instance, the body side of the car, we can adapt the underbody to accommodate this type of new solutions that the car makers are using today. And how we try to improve it even more, that is by getting closer with each other, that is having a fully integrated supply chain. And this supply chain is not always a physical supply chain, it is also the innovation supply chain, where our people work together with car makers, they work together in the same office, they learn about the challenges from the car maker and immediately bring it back, feedback to our R&D, and our R&D can then think together with our customer on the perfect solutions for them. So we don't work in an ivory tower. Our R&D is not in an ivory tower. Our R&D is really on the field together with our customers, so that we can play very fast, always together with the customer, let's say play very short to the action and immediately bring them the solution.
那我们了解到，在当前汽车行业转型加速、技术日新月异的背景下，VAMA以创新驱动可持续发展为核心，积极推动轻量化材料的应用和热成型技术的进步。未来，随着市场对安全性、环保性和经济性的要求不断提升，VAMA将会持续在创新技术以及合作发展中发挥着重要作用，助力汽车行业的产业发展。